I'm Kathy Burke.
In the flesh.
And I've been all over the country meeting women.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
All sorts of women.
What's going on here, skinhead?
I'm the first woman in my family to ever buy property.
Asking all sorts of personal questions.
Have you heard of a vajacial?
Do you mind me asking why you decided to get your eggs frozen? I want to understand rites of passage I've never experienced.
Why would you suddenly think I'm going to be a good mum? Because I've got nice, cuddly, big tits.
Sorry, guys, contraction.
Oh, here.
Like motherhood.
I've never seen a little baby like warm at the oven.
And the fairy tale wedding.
That's what most little girls want to do.
When you're on your own, you're more powerful.
And see the lengths we go to please others.
That's what I'd look like if I got rid of my double chin. Most blokes would a ham sandwich.
Everyone seems to have an opinion about what a woman should be. Well, this is my opinion.
God, if only I knew all this so long ago. It's like, oh my God. See, I've always been blessed with quite a high, fat ass. So, you know, at least I've got one thing over Kim Kardashian that I've never had to pay for. Image is incredibly important to the majority of women. So just because I'm happy with my big fat self, it doesn't mean to say other women aren't. There are a lot of pressures to look beautiful, to look groomed, to look young. It's like, what the fuck? You know, babies don't come out looking like Beyonce.
But today, surrounded by plastic surgery, liposuction, Botox and bollocks, we are told that we don't have to put up with how we look. We can change it. But should we? Should we be trying to conform to a fixed idea of what beauty is? Or should we accept how we look?
I personally don't think looks should be important, but unfortunately, they are. You know, it's people fancying each other that make the world go round.
And today's idea of physical perfection is Love Island. It raised the bar for primetime beauty.
Hi, guys.
This was one of the biggest shows on telly, watched by millions of young people. It launched the career of Megan Barton-Hanson, who spent an estimated £40,000 transforming her looks.
She got quite a lot of stick for being on it, quite a lot of stick for having plastic surgery, quite a lot of stick for getting off with a couple of the boys on there, even though I don't think the boys got any stick at all. I suppose doing things like Love Island is another way to earn some money. It'd be interesting to just find out, is it worth it? Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right. You Megan, yes?
Yeah,
I'm
Megan.
Kath.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
The
darling.
hair's a bit wild. Excuse me, halfway through makeup.
Oh, right, well, it's a great flat. Hello.
Literally moved in 2
Hello,
days
you're
ago.
right.
Just need to get some furniture now. It's so mad to meet you. I used to watch you on Gimme Gimme with my mum.
You'd have been very little then, though.
I know.
Look at your brand new toaster. It's good, it's all double glazed. I just had my windows done. They cost a fortune. So you're getting yourself all done up for the Pride of Britain?
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Megan, I saw this photograph of you before you had surgery, and I thought you looked great. I thought, well, she just looks silly because she's got these silly glasses on.
Yeah.
But I thought if you took the glasses off and you got your mate to do your hair, you'd still look beautiful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you mind telling us what you've had done?
So the first thing I had done was my ears. Like, kids at school were like nasty and like call me like a rat or be like, oh, your ears stick out. And then my nose and my boobs. So my mum was having hers done. I was like, would you pay for me to have my boobs done? I promise I'll pay you back. Then when I started stripping, I got a second boob job because I thought I'd treat myself. I've worked hard and I'll get the perfect, like, natural boobs that I've, like, looking boobs that I've always wanted. And then my lips done, yeah. And I got veneers, and that's it. But I got so much stick for it in the island.
Right.
I didn't think that would be a thing. I thought, yeah, they would mention the fact that I slept with 2 boys. Yeah, they would mention that I was a stripper, I'd done glam modelling. But I didn't think there'd be that much stick for getting surgery.
What sort of comments would they be?
Like, they were just saying that I was, like, really fake and plastic and, yeah, I was even getting death threats at one point. I think people just love to hate.
Yeah.
On social media, it's such a big thing now, how you look, and there's all these filters to change your face, there's editing apps. So whether you edit yourself digitally, like, on these apps and change things, or you do it in real life, you're just getting so much stick, and it's like, these platforms are out here, so, like, you'll see certain brands and their adverts are targeted at, like, girls my age. In one way, you're encouraging girls to get surgery.
Yeah.
And then when you do it, like me, you're absolutely, like, vilified and penalised for, like, oh, my God, look at her before, though. She's fake.
But it did help you get onto Love Island. Do you think you would have got on Love Island if...
I had nothing done.
If you'd had
Probably
nothing
not.
done?
Probably not. My biggest thing is I just don't want young girls to have unrealistic expectations like I did. I thought, oh, I'll have my boobs done, have my nose done. I'll be so confident. It didn't fix anything. It changes the outside shell, but you're still dealing with, like, the insecurities and the self-esteem issues that you did before. Like, chucking money at it isn't going to fix that.
You've got quite a young following. How can you say to young girls, oh, it's what you look like on the inside that counts, but you still look the way you look?
But look at the work that's going into this. I don't just roll out of bed and look like this.
Right.
And that's why I said I've had all these procedures done. This takes hours to make me look the way I look on a red carpet to feel nice for a couple of pictures.
I just worry about the pressure on young women to be incredibly beautiful. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's not just about being attractive anymore. It's like they have to look stunning.
Right, I'm going to put my dress on.
It's a weird one because I do look back and I think to myself, well, when I was in my 20s, I basically saved my money so that I could get my teeth fixed. But I think back then, if somebody had said, well, you can get this fixed and that fixed, I think I might have done it. Because when you're young, in your 20s, like, looks are so important. Oh, here she comes.
It's all come together 2 hours later.
Yeah, 2 hours. Can we have a look at the shoes? Oh, now they're fab.
Can we get a photo?
I feel like your nana. I used to look like that. Do you always hear Nan say that, didn't you? Yeah, I used to look like that. They fucking didn't.
Thank you.
Although Megan may still have insecurities about her looks, it appears her surgery has paid off. By making herself more conventionally beautiful, she has found success. Yeah, I can see Wes. Well, you have a beautiful night, all right?
Wait.
Lovely to meet you.
Well, I hope she has a lovely night. Mixing with Amanda Holden and David Beckham, I'm going to have a much better night. Mixing with no one but myself. Just the way I like it.
Kathy, I'm going to give you a list of modern-day beauty treatments. I want you to tell me what you think they are.
OK.
So, derma fillers.
When you have lines here and here, so you squid shit in them to puff them out.
Bang on point.
A Gusu no fun facial. So what's that? A facial that hurts? Are they basically going to sandpaper your cheeks?
So it's a Japanese facial, nightingale faces.
Yeah, somebody's making a fortune. Come round here, lie on the table, I'll get some pigeon shit and rub it on your face for 60 quid an hour. A vajacial? No, I'm assuming it's got something to do with the vagina.
They like steam it and...
Steam your fanny? Fuck off. Jesus. Beautiful to see you. You look gorgeous. Oh, it's lovely. Sue Tilley, affectionately known as Big Sue, is famous all over the world. She was a muse for the British artist Lucian Freud.
Like the colour red, I can't help it. It just makes me cheery.
Yeah.
And you're red lippy. And...
Oh, I can't live without my red lippy.
See, that's where we're different. Because I don't really wear lippy.
If I've been to the gym this morning, I had red lippy on.
That's proper girly, though. Have you heard of this thing, Sue? A vajacial?
No.
So it's like a facial, but for your fanny. A vajacial. Apparently, Gwyneth Paltrow, her vagina is a real stinking hole. But I think, well, why do you need that? Have you got a really rank fanny?
A painting of a naked Sue sold for £18 million. At the time it went under the hammer, it was the most expensive portrait ever sold. I've always admired her don't give a fuck attitude. If anyone can make sense of the tyranny of beauty, it's Sue.
Haven't you got a print of the painting, the famous painting?
Oh, yeah, I've got a little one, yeah. It's a lot littler than the real one.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, I think it's absolutely magnificent, isn't it?
Magnificent piles of flesh.
It's beautiful.
And I think it is quite... Although I'm fat in it, I look comfortable in the sofa.
Yeah,
and it fits the sofa, and it's beauty of a woman, a real woman. None of this airbrush fancy business.
Yeah. It doesn't look like you, so...
No makeup on, so you weren't allowed. He could see if you had a tiny bit of mascara.
Oh, really?
And he'd make you go wipe that muck off your face.
Blimey.
Because he used to say that libraries should be retitled beauty parlours, because that's what made you beautiful, learning things.
Oh. Very interesting. Yeah. The man that fucked every woman that he met. I mean, what a crock of fucking shit. So listen, do you think beauty has changed over the years, or the idea of beauty has changed?
I think it's just that you can do more and more to make yourself beautiful if you're not. But still, I still think it's inside yourself, because whatever your face is, it's just blank.
Yeah.
But I have noticed in life, I think beautiful people do get on better in life.
I completely agree with you, actually. I do. I think a beautiful woman is extremely powerful.
Yeah.
It's just a knock-on from the old days where that was all you had as a woman.
Exactly. You weren't allowed to be clever.
If you were beautiful, then that was OK. You would survive. So I sort of feel really fucking glad that I was born in, like, the last century. Do you know what I mean? But what do you think for the younger women and young girls? I get really worried, Sue, because on the one hand, it's like, oh, my gosh, you know, you've got so many more opportunities than even we did, do you know what I mean, in the 70s and the 80s. But then I also think that there's so much pressure on them to look perfect.
One thing I can't get to the bottom of is contouring.
Oh, right.
You know when they do that with their faces and colour it in so it looks completely different, you're thinking, well, obviously they're doing it to pick up fellas and that, and if they meet one, what are they going to think in the morning when their face is on the pillow?
Yeah. Do you think it's really to pick up fellas, or do you think
and
it's...
impress other girls and, you know, it's fake, it's not what you are. No, so I'm not one for a beauty treatment. It's all, you know, what nature gave me.
Yeah, I loved meeting Big Sue, a bit of a kindred spirit. And it's so great to have her in this episode, because even though she's a big woman, that painting of her is a magnificent, brilliant, beautiful painting. I mean, centuries ago, there would be lots of paintings of the bigger woman, you know, but now it's such a rare thing. This is why Big Sue's paintings, I think, just drew such a lot of attention. I've always sort of been proud of who I am. And so I think now, being an overweight woman at 54 is who I am. So you do get some prats that will message you and tell you you've put on a lot of weight. Like, I don't know, but we've all got a voice, you know what I mean? I call Boris Johnson a cunt. Someone tweets me and says I'm a fat fuck. Just got to put up with it.
Hello, Dr. De Silva.
They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but we all know that's bollocks. Some of us are lookers and some of us not so much. But what makes one person better looking than the next?
It's all very nice, isn't it? Very clean, no one coughing.
I'm at a private hospital in London's Harley Street to meet a man who believes he has the answer.
Hello.
Hello, Kathy.
Very nice to meet you.
Hope you're doing so well. Pleased
Yeah.
to meet you. Please
Thank
come
you.
and have a seat.
Dr. De Silva describes himself as a celebrity facial plastic surgeon, helping women improve themselves.
People often go to the hairdressers with a photograph of a haircut that they want. Do you get people turning up with photographs of Kim Kardashian saying, I want to look like this?
Some patients do come in with photographs of celebrities, people they've seen on social media.
Has anybody come to you with a photograph of me and said, I'd like to look like this?
I haven't had that experience yet, but you never know.
You never know.
Most people want to look a little bit more attractive, look a little bit more beautiful. But one of the challenges we have is that how do we actually define beauty? What is beauty? And since the times of the Greeks, philosophers have debated over what the definition of beauty is.
Male philosophers.
Male philosophers.
Male philosophers,
This is
yeah.
absolutely true.
Yeah.
And the research that I did took what we call the golden ratio. So we could look at a human face, what is quite a subjective part of the body, and we could actually get a scientific value on what the definition of beauty is. So to give you an example of that, well, we looked at a number of different celebrities, people who are in the public eye a lot, and Amber Heard came out top. Her proportions, when we averaged everything out, was 92% towards the golden ratio.
Do you think you're beautiful?
Yeah, I'm a beautiful person. I know I am. I'm very kind. I've got my faults and my flaws, but I think on the whole, yeah, I do think I'm a beautiful person.
So what we also did, we were kindly sent a photograph of yourself. So we did the same analysis that we did for the other actresses and celebrities. And there's certain things that came out extremely well. Your eyebrows scored well. You have relatively high arched eyebrows.
But I don't have any eyebrows.
Well, we were looking more at the proportions
Oh, I
as
see.
opposed to the actual quantity. So what could we do to improve things for you? To give you an idea of things.
Oh my God, I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's what I'd look like if I got rid of my double chin. It's my double chin is the one thing that I really don't like about myself.
Yes.
But I've grown to love it,
Absolutely.
you know, and not be so worried about it. Especially as I've got older, I've sort of cared less, which is great. What's interesting now is that I notice more when women haven't had any work done. You know, I met an older actress recently. This woman is like in her late 60s, and I was just so impressed and taken aback that she hadn't had any work done. And do you know what? I just felt it made her look more beautiful. It's that lived-in look, you know, seeing the lines on someone's face. It's just fantastic. And all that sort of going. Do you mind me asking, if I did have this procedure, what sort of price are we looking at?
To comprehensively improve your face and your neck and freshen up your appearance, and the price of the surgery is going to be upwards towards £20,000.
I think I'd sort of feel a bit ridiculous, really.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't look real, you know?
Well, in a way, Kathy, you've been looking in the mirror every day for many years. Right?
Yeah.
And so any kind of change, it will take a little time to adapt to. And for most people, like having a little bit of filler, a little bit of enhancement, they're still going to look natural. So I think in a way we do need to embrace these things. You know, it's part of our culture now and there's really no going back.
Okay. And what do you consider beautiful? I mean, you know, who do you consider beautiful?
I'd have to say my wife.
Of course. Do you mind me asking you if your wife has had any work done?
My wife, I have done a few minor treatments for my wife to just refresh her. She's kindly given me 3 beautiful children, so I've done a little bit for her just to refresh her. But she's beautiful as it is.
it's this surface thing. You know, somebody can be incredibly beautiful, but they can be a real, you know, fucking horrible person, you know? I mean, Eva Braun was quite attractive, you know? She was a Nazi. So, yeah, did that. Met a top surgeon. He was very nice, but I was still going to keep me double chin, me saggy old neck, me rotten old jowls, me miserable lines, my frowns. I'm going to keep it all. Yeah, I don't know whether I go along with this, what the perfect face is. I sort of think that's crap, because what I love about people's faces is how different they are from one another. You know, the only thing that worries me now when, like, young girls, like between 20 and 25, when they start having work done, especially girls that are perfectly great looking, and it's like, where's this insecurity come from?
Whether you call it refreshing, rejuvenating, improving or butchering, cosmetic surgery is one of the UK's biggest businesses, worth £3.6 billion a year.
We are here talking about fashion, but more importantly, talking about boobs and fashion. And we're going to talk about basically how you can dress your breasts. So I want to show you on our lovely assistant Maya girls.
Maya is one of the largest cosmetic surgery clinics in the UK. They offer payment plans, which means you no longer have to be rich to have work done.
So Demi is wearing a bodycon dress. If you didn't have a breast enlargement, it's not something you could ever wear.
That's outrageous. Well, I particularly love the fact that if you have your tits done, it'll help you ride an horse. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous, really. See, the thing I get worried about is that I'm going to come across like a jealous old hag. Do you know what I mean? But I'm so not, you know. I'm so just sort of concerned more than anything. Because, like I say, I've got nothing against young ladies looking and feeling wonderful. But I just wish they'd realise it's not the be-all and end-all.
As ridiculous as they seem to me, these adverts are appealing to a new clientele. Women going under the knife are getting younger by the year.
Hello.
I've come to Maya's clinic in London to meet 20-year-old shop assistant Laura. She discovered them on Instagram and has booked in for a breast enlargement.
Hi, are you Laura? I'm Kathy.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, babe. So, you're going to have your consultation today. Have you thought about what size you're going to go for?
I'm quite small at the minute. I want to go up to a sort of like a double DE.
Right.
Which is obviously quite a big change.
Yeah. Do you mind me asking why you're going to do this?
I'm doing it partially for myself, partially. I can't lie, there isn't sort of like social media influence and celebrity influence, because at the end of the day, like, you can never sort of win on a level of confidence, comparing yourself to other people. And obviously you're not born obviously perfect at all, sort of like you sort of pay to be like that, and you want to be as perfect as you can no matter what it takes.
Listen, I think you're extremely beautiful, you know, and like the thought of you sort of going under the knife is, to me, a little bit, oh, God, you know.
The whole thing itself is quite scary, but right now I think it is what is going to make me happy, because for a long time I have sort of had the problem with my own appearance, and I've always wanted to make myself look better.
See, I find that such a shame, because I think you're gorgeous, you're scrumptious. What happens, you have your bosoms done and they look great, and yet you still don't feel great inside.
I can't really imagine what I'll do.
Right.
Laura?
Yes. Hi.
Nice to meet you,
Nice to meet
Christina.
you.
Hi, you must be Kat.
Yes, I'm Kath.
Nice to meet you. Now come with me, ladies.
OK.
My name is Christina and I will be your patient coordinator.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like big jelly tots. When I was growing up, it was very rare that somebody had a camera, never mind a camera phone. The photograph was taken on a special occasion, Christmas or somebody having their first Holy Communion, you know what I mean? I just think that's where the self-obsession has come from, is because we can film ourselves, look at ourselves constantly.
I remember when I had my procedure done, I was just very out of proportion.
It just seems to be rammed down their throats that they need to look perfect. And I don't think there is any such thing as perfection, but that seems to be what they were striving for. I think it's a shame, because I think she's gorgeous the way she is. But I'm not a 20-year-old in 2019, you know? Thank God.
What's the worst thing anyone's ever said to you about the way that you look?
Do you know what? I was more upset if people called me stupid than if people called me ugly. I don't know whether it's just you grow such a thick skin when you're told since you were a kid you're not a pretty girl. Do you know what I mean? And I was told it constantly. I was asked by production, could we find some old photographs of you to show you beautiful viewers? I see a little fatty. When I was about 2, I think I look more like my 2-year-old self now, because I was such a little chubster. If I could say one thing to this young 13-year-old Kath, I'd say, you look absolutely gorgeous. You've got the most beautiful skin. You've got amazing eyes. Please stop giving yourself a hard time. But unfortunately, I did, because I just think you naturally do at that age. 2 things really changed my life. One, and a share theatre, the other thing was punk rock. That to me was like, at last, I can be the girl I want to be. I want to have short hair. I want to be able to wear monkey boots. Now I was part of a uniform that people sort of understood. A relief. You know, everybody loved Debbie Harry. And even though she was punk, she was sort of a mix of really glam, but really grungy as well. And I did really love polystyrene. I just idolised them because they were shouting and swearing and...
Wow, she's sick and she's bad. She sings and she raps, she's shit and she's whack.
From punk to the Spice Girls, music has offered an alternative image for women. I want to meet one of the rebels of today, 25-year-old Nadia Rose.
I've listened to some of her music, yeah. I think my neighbours probably thought I've got myself a new young lover because of the bass and banging through the walls.
Yeah, up in that squad, fucking with my squad. I think not. Me and my bitches, we roll deep and we always got green, so we pretty much peas in a pod.
Nadia is part of the Instagram generation, but she's offering a contrast to the fantasy being fed to us on social media.
Oh, Cathy Burke.
Hello, Miss Nadia Rose.
Hello.
Oh, lovely. Oh, and you, what a pleasure.
In the flesh.
Oh, baby,
Take
thank
a
you.
seat.
Just get me fat arse on there, there we
You're
go.
in, yep, secure.
And he went boing. What's the attitude been like towards you, being a woman in this industry?
Sort of Marmite-ish, I think. I feel like there's people that's just like, yeah, I really love that she's like not giving into the pressures and whatever. And then there's other people that are just like, Mom, when's she gonna show us a bit more? When's she gonna change her hair? When's she gonna... It's just...
Oh, really?
Let me do me and that's it.
Yeah, so do you find that most of the comments are about your image?
Yeah, there definitely are a lot.
What does it entail? Are they wanting you to be more sexual in your look?
I feel like it's not necessarily more sexual. It might just be more a thing of they feel like there's a certain thing that people are appeal to. And for me, it's not about anyone dictating that. It's just about me being me. And if that's what appeals to someone, great. But, you know. You can't break out this spell. Look how I do it well. You think I train like rails, but no.
You just think, I'm just going to be me and sod everybody else. But is that quite tough, Nadia?
Yeah, at first it was definitely very difficult. I felt a bit like, oh, everyone else is kind of doing that. Is this what is failing me kind of thing? But once I got past all of that, I'm like, I can't be swayed by that whatsoever.
Do you feel, I certainly feel there's a lot of pressure on young girls to look a certain way. What do you feel about this?
Yeah, no, my close friends that all, you know, they'll be on Instagram and they'll be like, oh, look at this. For me personally, I don't get sucked in by that, but I understand that there is that thing, you know, if you see it and it's like, oh, I want that as well, that's giving that person that extra confidence that they need, but maybe not. Maybe that's just what they're presenting to you, you know?
Yeah.
But the pressure is there, and I have seen really close friends that have been close to suicidal because, do you mean someone has called them ugly on Instagram and that's it? Oh, my days, I'm ugly. I don't want to post a photo, and it's just like, no, like, oh, like, yeah, that actually, it really upsets me. And I think, yeah, the world needs to change. And yeah, it just feels very imbalanced right now. So yeah, hopefully over time, that kind of mindset will change. And like I said, the beauty standard thing as well, there's none of this. Just, you're a person, beautiful, done. Yeah. Okay, riding around the way, rolling with my homies and we roll like every day.
What's the advice that you can, like, share into just having this brilliant attitude about yourself?
For me, it's just been constant picking myself up and just repeating to myself, do you know what? I am great. Even if someone tells me different, nah, I am great. And not allowing anything else to infiltrate what I believe. Oh, I love it!
Well, Nadia Rose, what a girl, what a woman. Oh, she was a breath of fresh air for me, you know? Especially girls, we've got to have this attitude where we're meant to be sort of humble and quiet and modest. Well, fuck that, you know? Jane Austen is dead and buried. There are a new generation of young women coming up that are confident and want to say that they're confident and want to express themselves and say that what they're doing is brilliant. I haven't got a problem with that. I don't know why other people do have a problem, you know? I think if you're a wonderful human being, declare yourself. We are needed. And I say we because I am one of the wonderful.
So Rankin, tell me about Rankin. How do you know him?
So I know Rankin from years and years and years ago when he first started the Dazed and Confused magazine. You know, this was the 90s. I was one of the cool people. I think of Rankin as being totally part of that Britpop era because it was Rankin that was doing all the photography.
You're going to get like some headshots done for this documentary.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I just want me headshot. That's it. I just want that.
Rankin has photographed me throughout my career. He's seen me change and he's seen the industry change. Before our phones became cameras, professional photography was controlled by a small number of people, usually men. Rankin was a big part of this.
Oh, I love these pictures.
How do you feel about having your photograph taken?
Actually, I don't know anybody that really loves having their photograph taken, really. You know, I think that's why people like selfies. You hold it high. No double chin guy.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for doing this.
No problem. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah.
I was just looking at these photos that we've done over the years.
Oh,
it's
tiny.
So funny. You and Ray.
I know, it's so weird. God, it's 20 years ago now, babe.
Yeah.
See, I like these ones.
They're probably my favourite.
But you see how thin I was? I was so poorly.
Were you?
I was. I'd had a bit of a breakdown and everyone was sort of very flattering and, oh my God, you look amazing, but I'd never felt so shit.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I wasn't very well. But that's quite good, the boss side one.
That's what
But people are obsessed with thinness and Do you remember the old heroin chic period?
Yeah.
You were quite responsible for a lot of that. Didn't you get a lot of flack
We
at
got
the
loads
time?
of flack for it. But we did do it, yeah.
I remember...
I have photographed girls that have been like, I've been worried about, and as a photographer, I feel responsible. But unfortunately, to earn the money to do the stuff that's your own, you've got to do some of the stuff. You have to look at fashion as fantasy.
Right.
What you're seeing in a magazine is not real. You cannot assume that this is real.
It was a style I didn't like at all. I thought it was quite repulsive, actually. This sort of heroin chic look, which was, very, very thin models. I just didn't want there to be encouragement of girls having to be super, super, super skinny. Like, when we started out, that was when the old, what was it called? Photoshop. All that was just starting to happen, wasn't it?
Yeah, what's happened is that's now in the hands of a 14-year-old kid. So they can do it on their phone. It's called Facetune, changing the colour of their eyes. They're making themselves skinnier. They're doing crazy stuff.
Right.
Like, people are going into plastic surgeons saying, I want to look like this. And it's them, but with a filter on them.
Right. And plastic surgeons can't do that,
They can't
really.
do that.
No.
And also, how unhealthy is that?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever retouched you once.
No, but what you have done is the photos we took a few years ago, I'm like this, holding my collar up. So my double chin was hidden. So I'm wondering if you're conscious about doing that.
That's like a physical trick, not a...
Yeah, but then when I see people face to face, I've got my double chin. I can't walk around like that, like a little geisha. Hello.
True. Hi. I mean, I've got double chin as well, so I wouldn't have normally shaved to hide it.
This is the only thing I'm envious about not being a man, is that when you've got a double chin, you just grow a fucking beard.
We can do one without doing that today.
Let's just see. Let's see
how we
if
feel.
you can bear it. But then
I can bear it. So should we take a picture? What do you want this time, then?
Well, it's just a headshot for this, to promote this. So a little bit of turd polishing, but don't roll it in glitter, because this is about the truth.
Let's go, then. You look like you're very mischievous, which makes you look very young, and like you're being naughty. That's amazing.
That's OK. Don't like that. That's a bit weird. Love that. That's great. That feels like me.
Then you're done. Your work here is done.
Oh, ranking. Thank you, darling.
No, it's a pleasure.
Goodbye, beautiful people. It was quite nice for me to look at them old photographs of myself. I remember that period of my life so strongly because I was in a really bad place. I was suddenly being seen as attractive. It sort of really pissed me off because I thought, why am I suddenly attractive now that I'm skinny? I've still got the same face, I've still got the same personality. Well, having said that, when I was thin, I went quite quiet, which was really sort of odd. And then I only started to sort of feel happy again once I started to put the weight back on again. I'm just not meant to be a skinny woman. I think it's lovely when men give compliments, but do you know what? I think it's more beautiful when a woman compliments another woman. Oh, you look great. Oh, you look great. Oh, I love your hair. Because I think it's women that give women a hard time more than men, actually. I think men just want a quiet life. As long as they're having their penis tickled, I don't think they really give a shit about anything. Hi, darling. Are you all right?
I'm okay, thanks.
Good. Nice to see you. Can we clean?
I last saw Laura 6 weeks ago. She's had her breasts enlarged from a B cup to an E cup.
It was really nice looking for new bras and they actually fit and look really, really good.
Yeah.
So that sort of gave me a whole boost of confidence. It was so nice.
I think you've become a bit more open because I think it felt to me before like you were sort of hiding yourself a little bit. Because I know that when we met, part of what was making you unhappy and not like yourself
was seeing other girls on social media.
When I see pictures like that, I do feel, in a really strange way, a lot happier, because, like, I'm sort of, like, one step towards that, but I'm my own sort of that, if you know what I mean.
So, Laura, do you think women sort of should look beautiful and look as good as possible?
Obviously, it is a lot of pressure, especially on younger girls these days. They have, like, iPhones, they have iPads. Like, I work in a shop where, like, these, like, 9-year-olds are coming in for, like, fake nails and hair extensions, and it's absolutely crazy. But, like, you can see how far of an audience it's reaching and it's affecting.
I personally think it's a shame, because I just sort of feel are young women not allowed to be happy unless they look good?
Yeah.
You know, that's the worry I have about it. Just for young women's mental health and stuff, you know?
When I was younger, like, I was always one that didn't look the same as everyone else. The one that couldn't go to this, couldn't go to that, couldn't, like, get all the likes on all the pictures. I just try to change everything with, like, hair extensions, like, fake nails, fake eyelashes. But I have, like, my lips done and everything, and, like, my eyebrows and
that doesn't look like you. It doesn't look like you at all. So you photoshopped this as well, and...
I changed the lighting on it because, like, my skin's never ever perfect. It's always, like, really acne. Like, if you're going to post on Instagram, it just has to be perfect.
Who says it has to be perfect, though? You or everybody else?
Everybody else.
Well, I think they're a bunch of arseholes.
No, because, like, at that time I was, like, in college, and I was literally, like, 16, 17, and it was just, like, I want everyone to, like, sort of like me, so I just would do anything to sort of, like, get that attention from people.
You shouldn't be feeling like this, Laura. You got the whole world at your feet. And I just think, you know, try and maintain this beautiful confidence that you've got now.
Yeah.
It's lovely and quiet, but it's important, you know? And, you know, be proud of who you are. And if you're going to put yourself out there to be commented on, you sort of got to expect the good with the bad.
Of course.
You know? That's just the way it is. I mean, I just don't understand what's happened to the world. This Instagram, Facebook, let's all look at each other's selfies. You know, I just sort of think it's appalling. And, oh my God, I'm just really fucking glad I don't have kids. I am so glad, more than ever in my life, that in this day and age, I don't have children, because I would hate it if I had a daughter that was 20, looked like me. Can you imagine the abuse she would get? I want to end this story celebrating the women who are happy with themselves as they are. I think there's room for a lot more of us. I spent one of the funniest, most uplifting nights ever with Eve, a punk rock wrestling group where women of all shapes and sizes are welcome, including me.
Some of you may have noticed that we have someone at ringside with us today.
Thank you so much. I was just thinking if I was going to be a wrestler, which I might do, you know. I was thinking to myself, well, what would be the appropriate name? And I think I would be your nuclear nana. Nuclear nana. Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder is a great saying. Listen, I'm an acquired taste. I've had a lot of great sex. So obviously there was some blokes out there that did find me very, very beautiful. But I think it's a crock of shit, really. I think people are very much drawn to a beautiful image, you know, and myself included. A lot of women that I've spoken to, when I've said to them, what's the one thing you really want to say and want to be heard in this documentary? And the majority of them said, can women stop having a go at other women? I don't want to be down on women that are beautiful. I think good luck to you. Let it get you where you want it to take you. The plastic surgery, I mean, listen, I do have days where I'm a bit, oh shit, you know what I mean? I hate my double chin and, oh, if only I could lose some weight, you know, and I will give myself a hard time. But I don't think that's because I'm a woman. I just think that's because I'm human.
And one last one. Do you know what a Hollywood is?
Do I know what a Hollywood is? No, I don't. Like a Paul Hollywood? Is it you're allowed to eat bread?
It's when you have the whole lot completely bald.
I thought that was a Brazilian.
Brazilian's got a line. Hollywood's everything.
I mean, it's all a bit peedy. You know what I mean? What's wrong with an airy fanny?